working to connect a region of over 600 cultural bridges between our lands.
Hello and welcome to ASEAN in Focus. I'm Jyoti Mehra, delivering to you the latest news in and around the ASEAN region. And now to the news. The leaders of the 10 Association of the Southeast Asian Nations met in a retreat session on Sunday in Bangkok at their annual summit to discuss a number of pressing regional issues. Foremost among them was the continued push to establish the world's largest free trade zone, seen by them as essential to caution the region against the impacts of growing protectionism. Also on the agenda, efforts to repatriate the more than 700,000 Rohingya Muslims who fled Myanmar to Bangladesh during an army crackdown from August 2019, and the situation in the South China Sea, where the extensive territorial claims of China are in opposition to those of a number of ASEAN states. The Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership comprises the 10 ASEAN members, along with China, India, Japan, South Korea, Australia, and New Zealand. Meanwhile, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations stands ready to help ease trade tensions at the upcoming G20 conference in Japan. Thailand's Prime Minister said at the end of the grouping's annual summit on Sunday. Prayut Chan-o-cha will attend the meeting along with the leaders of Indonesia, Singapore, and Vietnam. Throughout the two-day ASEAN summit in Bangkok, concern over the impacts of the ongoing trade war between the U.S. and China has been a recurrent theme. Giving a statement to the media, the Prime Minister said the four leaders would coordinate their standpoint and make their voice heard in any discussion involving the protagonist, in a move that will play well to the football-mad region, in a mark of the regional grouping's rising confidence and economic standing. The summit also resulted in ASEAN throwing its collective hat in the ring to host sport's biggest event. Leaders also committed to tackle the growing problem of marine debris in a serious and sustainable manner. The Prime Minister also expressed the meeting's sorrow to Cambodia, where a building collapsed on Saturday, killed 17 people and injured 24 others. In other news, the Indo-Pacific region, including Southeast Asia, will continue to be very important for Japan, which aims to help countries in the region to achieve sustainable development. And the Philippines is one of the important countries for Japan as it continues to provide development funds and opportunities for policy research that will help the country. This was highlighted during the academic conference held by Japan government's National Graduate Institute for Policy Studies, or GRIPS, with the help of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or BSP, with the theme of Public Policy Towards Sustainable Development Goals. This is the first BSP GRIPS academic conference in the country, held on Friday, June 21st, gathered experts from various fields concerning the country's finance and the economy. The event, held at the PICC in Pasay City, also gathered Filipino graduates of GRIPS who are now contributing to the country's development. GRIPS, which is based in Tokyo, Japan, is an international premier policy school with the aim of contributing to the betterment of democratic governance around the world. Dr. Tanaka explained how the school may continue to expand towards South Asia and noted the dynamic development in the Asia-Pacific centering on Southeast Asia. The president of Japan's National Graduate Institute for Policy Studies, or GRIPS, Dr. Akihiko Tanaka, explains why the Philippines is an important country for Japan. He also noted how the Philippines is an important country for Japan, having historically maintained one of the friendliest relations with the East Asian economic giant.
The Philippines as a country has long been one of the most friendly countries to Japan, and the Philippines as a society is important place to provide talented students to Greeks. And we attach great importance to solidifying its relations with the Philippines from the perspective of academic institution, the National Graduate Institute for Policy Studies. By organizing academic conference, we are able to improve academic knowledge relevant to public policies under the current situation in the world. And also we would like to solidify the network of our alumni by utilizing this occasion, academic conference, as well as GRIPS alumni homecoming.
When we come back, our resident ASEAN resource person, Dr. Carlos Tabuda Jr., Director of the New Era University ASEAN Studies Center, will interview our guest for today, International Visitor Leadership Program Executive Director Virginia Pasalo. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone! I'm here in Cairo, Egypt at the famous pyramids of Giza. Stay tuned to watch Digital Nest every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Reporting from EBC Egypt Bureau, I'm Zara Angeles Valdez, and I am 1 week 25.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave some love by giving it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe here at ABC Digital Nest so you don't miss any of our upcoming features.
Welcome back to ASEAN in Focus. I'm Kaloy Tabunda from the New Era University ASEAN Studies Center. Today we will talk about the International Visitor Leadership Program of the U.S. State Department, and we're honored to have as guests today its current Executive Director, Ms. Virginia Pasalo, who gets it here years ago.
3 years ago.
3 years ago, and one of its fellows, Colonel Tarahudin Ampatuan. Good afternoon, lady
Good afternoon.
and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome to ASEAN in Focus. So you were here 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and I remember you talked then about some of the programs of the International
women's program.
Women's program. But this time you're going to talk about the International Visitor Leadership Program, wherein Colonel Ampatuan here is a fellow. Used to be a fellow of the program. So what is the IVLP, or the International Visitor Leadership Program?
It's actually an exclusive invitation by the U.S. Embassy to people who have achieved in government and in the civil society and also in the religious sector. And these are all from disciplines, even from the military, they get. From the, and Colonel Ampatuan is from there.
So Colonel Ampatuan, you used to be a fellow also?
Yeah,
at IVLP.
I used to be a fellow from, the program was actually in international security issues.
Okay.
So I was the only representative of the Philippines. We came alongside with several individuals with same kind of field of expertise. So ours is on international security issues.
Okay, so this is upon invitation of the U.S. Embassy, and actually this is confirmed by the U.S. State Department.
Yes, and there is no, it is not a competitive thing. They just invite you based on how they perceive you to be as one who's going to impact on society. And that's the basis of their recruitment. We don't know exactly how we were taken into the program.
Actually, I'm a fellow also. I was invited years ago, 2003, and my theme was, if I remember right, it was poverty alleviation and NGOs. Yours was
Nauna ka, kasi kami nila Sister Mary Jan, we were there. 1986 pala kami. After Cory.
So what was your program?
Our
then?
program with Mary Jan Manansan was Women and Economic Development.
And yours?
International security issues.
International security. So every year, the U.S. State Department invites accomplished Filipinos in their respective fields of endeavor, and they go to the States.
Yes, they go there.
How long?
Well, in our time, we used to go there for a month, no?
For a month. Also with you, Colonel?
I think no, that's about 21 days.
Yeah, and now it's only just 2 weeks, I think. Pahigsi ng paigsi.
And then what do you do there? What did you do there during your time?
Well, you design your own program.
Okay.
For example, what is your interest? And then they plot with you where to go. You just tell them, I want to see these things. I want to see how that works so that I can implement it back in the country. And that's when they start to...
So this was in the 1980s?
1980s. Mga 1986 yun eh.
1986.
So, ikaw talaga yung gagawa ng programa mo. They don't dictate, no?
So, how about your program?
Yung sa amin is really, dahil nakapokus siya sa international security issues, may pinuntahan kami sa Oklahoma, yung memorial ano nila sa yung war memorial nila sa Oklahoma, and then yung border security issues. So several kinds of security issues.
Katulad nung kaya Ma'am Virgie dito, you designed your program or it was pre-designed for you? Because I remember during my batch, it was pre-designed already.
It was pre-designed.
It
was pre-designed, yes. So we visited several states in the United States.
Okay, and how do you think this program enriched you as a professional?
Ang take ko doon, when I was there, I wanted to see the depressed areas eh. I didn't want to see all these big commercialized, industrialized places. So I was brought to places like kung saan nandun yung farmers, kung saan walang inumin na maayos. So, I've seen the devastation done by large-scale plantations and yung kanilang commercial production of food, no? Tapos nakita ko, 10 years na nasalanta. Wala silang potable water.
So, this is across several states in
across
the United
several
States.
Indianapolis, tapos kung saan-saan pa ako dinala. And then I had to sleep in houses, no? Doon sa mga
communities.
communities na doon. And I was so surprised that a developed country like the US have pockets of underdeveloped areas there.
They do.
Oo. So parang sabi ko, naku, ba't nagkaganito ito? You know, I had the impression that they were all good.
They were rich.
And I like the ones who did the program with me because he said normally people don't go to those places.
Those are not tourists.
No, they're not touristy.
Tourists don't go there to observe poverty, especially if you're from a third world country. You don't go to the US to look at poverty in the US. Although that was part of that was the theme during my fellowship. How about yours, Colonel?
Yung sa akin naman is kasi ang pinanggalingan ko is I was then the fellow of yung International Center for Political Violence Terrorism Research in Singapore. So basically ang focus ng aming visits several focus group discussions with several individuals and organizations in the United States. So ang isa sa pinaka-major discussions really is, for instance, terrorism, interfaith dialogues and consultations.
So you were also with military practitioners from other countries during your time
It
there?
comes from various backgrounds. Some are from defense and strategic study centers. Some are from defense also.
So merong sharing ng experiences from
Expertise.
different. For example,
Different field.
during my time, I remember most of my batchmates were from Africa, Rwanda, Mozambique. So we shared poverty issues, although compared to them, parang mas mayaman yung Pilipinas compared to those countries before. No? So
Yung program
how was it during
namin,
your time? Oo.
Dalawa lang kami ni Mary dyan eh. We did not have anybody with us. So
it was really a special program
yeah, it
for
was
you.
a program for
Kaya
us.
pala,
And nagtaka nga ako kasi the rest now, no, tig-aanim na batches ngayon pumupunta, tapos iba-ibang countries na.
Yeah.
During our time talaga, that was the time when the bases was in issue, no?
Yes,
and
yes, 86.
Mary Jan was organizing in Manila, I was organizing in Pangasinan, tapos yun na nga, meron kaming invitation to go out.
So it was really a special program for
It was
you.
a special program
How
for
about
us.
yours? You had how many batchmates?
Ako lang po yung nag-iisa lang ako galing ng Pilipinas.
And then yung iba, how many
galing
countries?
ng merong taga Norway, may Sweden,
So, may
merong
mga-
sa Bosnia.
Okay.
Several several.
Bakit Norway, Sweden, wala naman silang security issues natin?
Siguro because of their focus areas on peace studies. And yung involvement nila sa peace process. Norway is really sila yung pinaka
Yeah, they usually act as a
third party mediator country.
Right.
So they nagbigay sila ng kanilang mga insights on how
Mga
to
insights
do
yan.
peace talks. Okay. So anong ginawa niyo pagbalik?
Pagbalik,
from the
kami,
States?
na-debrief kami ni Mary Jan. And then, sabi nila, what was the learning experience that sabi ni Mary Jan, the best thing that really happened to us was our meeting each other. Kasi we're able to just take...
Magkasama kayo sa Pilipinas, tapos doon pa kayo nagkita.
Doon kami nagkita. And then we shared the same room, and then we saw pa nga Robert Redford eh.
Wow.
Ang liit-liit pala ni Robert Redford.
That was the highlight of your trip.
So, and then there was the moon there in Albuquerque.
Okay.
And nagtataka yung mga Mexicano kung bakit kami ay nag-share ng soup. Kasi ang lalaki ng serving. And we cannot really consume the whole thing. So, ang ano namin doon, ang most memorable namin doon na experience is experiencing the feel, no? The feel of the land. We got some stones, no?
Okay.
And then nakita namin, may energy to. We have to bring this home.
Well, new wave. How about you,
Actually, pinakamagandang experience namin kasi 2007 ako, may primary noon eh. So we met President Obama
Nice.
So kasi yung isang kasama namin na galing Serbia, palagi siya nagkasuot ng jacket. So we were praised by the Secret Service. And then eventually the US State Department came in, and then we met pero pa lang siya noon, baga nag-aspire pa lang, nasa primary pa lang yung nila. But it was really a good experience meeting several people. Kasi may Eastern Europe kami nakasama eh. And then meron kaming kasama na galing Taiwan.
Yes. So overall, it was a very fulfilling experience for all of us, and it helped us enrich professionally in our career. Okay, later catch the full length of this interview in the ASEAN in Focus Weekend edition, and we will talk about the other activities of the International Visitor Leadership Program Philippines. Okay. In the meantime, I'm Kaloy Tabunda, and I'm 1 with 25. Back to you, Judith.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kaloy Tabunda, for that very special interview. And that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Judith Temera, and I'm 1 with 25.
Ang susunod na programa